Part of sets, we want to go to another stage called the rationalization of sets with monomial denominators. Now, this is just rationalizing sets. And if you have a set and you want to rationalize it, means you want to take it to the fractional form or you want to make it a rational number. So if we check this, maybe I have 1 over root of 2. Now, a set which is in a fraction form and with the denominator as a set must be rationalized in the normal method before you can use it. So 1 divided by root 2 is a fraction, but it is not a rational number. So in the process of making it a rational number is when we rationalize it to become a rational number. The reason why this fraction is not a rational number is simple. It has a denominator with a set. So the denominator, which is a set, has not made it rational. To rationalize it, the process is very simple. You have to then multiply the numerator by the same denominator, which is a set. So you multiply 1, which is at the numerator, by the root 2, which is a set. And still multiply the denominator still with the root 2, which is a set. In view of this, 1 times root 2 will give us root 2. And then root 2 times root 2, as we studied in the properties of the set, root 2 times root 2 will turn into 2. That is a set multiplying the same set will give us a number under the set. That is 2. So the final answer for this will be root of 2 all over 2. So then this 1 over root 2 has now changed into root 2 over 2. That means 1 over root 2, which is not rational, has now been rationalized to be root 2 over 2. Now if we check here, the denominator has become a constant number or a whole number, which is not a set. So in effect, this 1 over root 2 has been rationalized into root 2 over root 2. So this is a process of rationalizing a number which is having a fraction with a denominator as a set. Let's go through another question. There is also another fraction with a denominator as a set. So we have to rationalize this before we can move on. Now, the reason why we rationalize this is a fraction, but the denominator is a set, so it becomes irrational. So we have to bring it back to the rational form. Now, to rationalize this, as we already taught you, or as I already taught you, you have to multiply the numerator by the denominator, which is a set. So I multiply the numerator 1 by root 3, and still multiply the denominator also by root 3. Now 1 times root 3 will give us root of 3, and then divided by root 3 times root 3. That is a set times the same set will give us a number under the set. So root 3 times root 3 will give us 3. So we end up getting an answer of root 3 over 3 from 1 over root 3. So 1 over root 3 has been rationalized into root 3 over root 3. Don't forget to rationalize once again. Multiply the numerator by the denominator set and still multiply the denominator by the same denominator set, and then you simplify to get a rationalized form. Thank you. Now this question reads, simplify 2 divided by root of 5. Now this is a fraction with a denominator as a set, so it is not a rational fraction or a rational number. So we have to rationalize this since the denominator is a set. So please don't forget that we are not just rationalizing because we think it is not rational. It is just because the denominator of this fraction is a set, which is root 5. So we have to rationalize. And in the process of rationalizing, he said you have to write the number again, which is 2 over root 5. Then you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same set, which is at the denominator. So the set is root 5. So multiply the numerator 2 by root 5. And then we'll still multiply the denominator root 5 by the same root 5. So root 5 at numerator, root 5 at denominator, multiplying the number. Now 2 times root 5 will give us 2 root 5. Then still root 5 times root 5 is 5. Since a set multiplies a set to give us a number under the square root sign. So the final answer for 2 divided by root 5 is 2 root 5 all over 5. And that is the final answer. So this means that you have rationalized this set into this particular answer. Thank you. Question reads, simplify root of 2 all divided by root of 7. Now, this is not a rational fraction since it is a fraction root 2 over root 7. But the denominator, which is a set, has not made this fraction rational. Even though there is a numerator, a set, but that is not the concentration. The concentration is on the denominator. So we have to rationalize since the denominator is root 7, which is a set. So we write the same fraction again. Then we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the denominator set. And the set at the denominator is root 7. So the top, which is the numerator, times root 7, which is a set we are talking about at the denominator. Then still the denominator root 7 also times the said root 7. That is, the denominator root 7 will still have the multiplication with the same root 7. So in effect, multiply the same question by root 7 top and root 7 down. The focus is on root 7. The denominator root 7 is what we use to multiply top and down, so keep that. Now simplify what you have done. Root 2 times root 7 should give us root of 14. That is 2 times 7. Now we have root 7 times root 7 should give us 7. Now we continue to do it. Root 2 times 7 is 14. That is root 14 all over 7. I mean, since root 14 is still root 14 and it's a set and divided by 7. 7 is not a set. So this is the answer. That means root of 2 divided by root of 7 has been rationalized into root 14 over 7. And that's the final answer. Thank you. We simplify 6 divided by root of 18. Now this is a fraction, but we still have to rationalize this fraction because the denominator is a set, which is root of 18. So this is what we do. We write the whole question again, which is 6 over root of 18. Then we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the set, which is the denominator said root 18. So take root 18, multiply it by the numerator 6, so times root 18. Then the same root 18, take it and multiply by itself. That's multiplying the denominator root 18 by the root 18. This is the process of rationalizing it. Now 6 times root 18 becomes 6 root 18. Then root 18 times root 18 will become 18. Since a set multiplying the same set will give us a number under the set. Now we have to break this down. Get 6 times 3 root 2 all over 18. Since root 18 is 3 root 2 and 6 is the coefficient already. So the coefficient 6 times the new coefficient 3 and the root 2. Because root 18 is 3 root 2, multiplying 6 up here. And still divided by the denominator 18. Now 6 times 3 is 18 root 2 all over 18. Remember, 18 goes here 1 and 18 goes here 1. They can cancel themselves since 18 is multiplying the root sign and the numerator. So the final answer will become root of 2. So it means 6 divided by root of 18 gives the final answer as root 2. So that is the answer. Thank you very much. Now this question reads, express root 2 plus root 5 all divided by root 10 in the form a root 5 plus b root 2, where a, b belongs to all real numbers. Now this question is a simple question. We have to just understand the mechanisms for solving this. Now when you simplify this, or in the process of simplifying this, you need to consider the denominator. This is a fraction with the denominator as a set. So we need to rationalize this fraction because the denominator is a set, which is root of 10. So we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the root of 10. So root 2 plus root 5 all over 10. Then we multiply the numerator by root 10. Still the denominator also by root 10. We multiply both numerator and the denominator by root 10. So we have to take note of that. Now when we do that, root 10 will multiply both 2 and 5 since it's a binomial 10. So root 10 times 2 will be root of 20. Now plus root 5 times 10 will be root of 50. All over root 10 times root 10 will give us 10. So now we break this one down. Root of 20 will give us 2 root 5. And then root of 50 will also give us 5 root 2. All over 10. Now we can separate both sides and then simplify. That is to say 2 root 5 alone over 10. Plus the top 5 root 2 alone also over 10. Now 2 goes here 1. 2 goes here 5. That means now after we've separated, there can be some division from the numerator and the denominator. We cancel out. Then also here 5 goes into some 1 and goes into 10 2. Here we can simplify as root 5 over 5. Then plus the root of 2 over 2. And then with this, looking at what they're asking us for, we need to know the actual number for the A and the actual number for the B. So root 5 over 5 can also be written in mathematics as 1 over 5 times root 5. Since the coefficient of the root is 1 divided by 5, which is 1 over 5, now the root 5 will be there. So 1/5 of root 5 is the same as root 5 over 5. Then the same thing happens to root 2 over 2. The coefficient of this root 2 is 1. So 1 over 2 root of 2. So 1 over 2 root of 2 is the same as root 2 over 2. So at the end of the day, if we are supposed to compare 1/5 of root 5 plus half of root 2, we are comparing it to a root 5 plus b root 2, which is a root 5 plus b root 2. Now compare, we realize that root 5, so the coefficient of a is the coefficient of this root 5. So therefore a is 1 over 5. And still the same thing, root 2 here, and half of root 2, b root 2. So the coefficient of these root 2's are the same. So b is half. So b is half. So finally, we can boldly say that a is 1 over 5 and b is 1 over 2. That answers the question in this particular form. So we have basically answered the question. So that is the answers for the a and the b, which are real numbers. Thank you very much.